everybody. I'm Tom Vessel.
I'm Joey Evans.
I'm Camilla.
I'm Z Garcia. Hello.
Welcome to Crowdsurfing. This is a show in which we talk about projects in Kickstarter, Gamefound, and BackerKit, and tell you our thoughts on them. And there is a kabillion of them, so we're going to jump into this very quickly soon.
Right?
There's
very quickly
so many
soon.
projects.
Okay.
Well, I was going to say very quickly, then I said soon, so that Roy didn't automatically
Very
switch
quick.
over.
He's like, right now.
Yeah.
Right now away.
Before we do that, we want to say some shout-outs to some of our own Kickstarter backers. We want to say thank you to Andreas Kohlbacher,
That is the best
like
backer,
that.
is the Cole
Cole.
backer.
I agree.
Greg Martinez. Martinez. I don't know why I said that.
That one's not even, that one should not trip you
That
up.
one was
Okay?
on-
I
that one
forgive a
was on
lot.
you.
I forgive a lot. Martinez, you should be able to pronounce.
Diedrich Dole.
Let me double check it. That's a Smith, Tom.
Ali Alafifi.
Ale ala fifi.
Ali,
Ale ala fifi.
Martin Hardman.
Ooh.
Yes.
Brenton Rigdon from Aladade in South Australia.
Oh,
and
snap.
Adrian Heiniger.
That is a lot of cool names. I would
That
strong
is,
yes in a superhero team with any of them.
Thank you guys for
Thank
sponsoring
you.
the Dice Tower.
Thank you.
We're working on next year. It's going to be cool. We got some interesting things.
Nice.
And we'll tell you more about that in a month. We don't want to belabor that much. We're here to look at different projects. But before we jump into our projects, we want to do a quick shout out to a project on BackerKit, our sponsor. Here we go.
Okay, today we have a brand new game on BackerKit called Molly House. And one of the things that you're going to notice here is that it comes from Wehrlegig Games, and Cole Wehrle and Joe Kelly, the co-designers of this. Now, you may have heard of Cole Wehrle, very, very famous designer, popular designer of both Root and PAX Pamir, which is also another game from this company. And this is a historical game based on grand masquerades and cruise back alleys as a gender-defying Molly in the early 18th century London here. So you can see it comes with 100 plus playing cards, a panel board, you get these wooden pieces and screen tokens. It has the same look of like classiness that PAX Pamir has, and it goes over a period of history that's not covered by pretty much anybody. So they're working on, it says a solo mode here and more development in this. You can read reviews of the game. And of course, everyone knows that Cole Wehrle is, well, if you played any of his games, you would know, a very, very good designer. This design was part of a design contest previously, and different ideas coming together. So you can read more about the team here, and you can read about the gameplay. This deep interactive historical game bedecked in a fancy party dress. So this is Molly House on BackerKit now.
We do a commercial?
All right, here we're going to jump right into it. Starting with 2D Titans.
Yeah.
2D Titans, we're large, we're flat, we're gonna break your back.
This is actually a pretty. I'm starting to become a big fan of acrylic.
Right?
These are sweet because
These
they're
are
printed.
neat.
I agree.
These are on both. They're printed on both sides with like the front and the back.
I love
Back
Back in
you
the
have to peel that plastic off both
Oh, I
sides.
hate
Yeah.
that
You
part.
do,
Yeah.
do. But back in the late
They?
90s,
Oh, okay.
maybe mid 90s,
Trinket Inks?
maybe it was more like the early 90s.
Everything is a trinky dink.
All right.
Back in the early
nineties.
90s,
Okay.
I used to have a shirt that had like a cartoon character. I forget what it was.
Okay.
And it was the front of the cartoon. And on the back of the shirt was the back of that cartoon.
Any cartoon in particular?
I forget what it was, like Donald Duck or something. Okay,
right.
don't make me
And you felt
say
so
Disney.
cool.
What is this long story getting to?
The fact that they're printed on both sides.
my
So this one, I do like this, by the way. I again became a more and
Would
more
you
a fan of
back this?
acrylics.
Did you? Yes, he did.
I
He
did.
backed it.
Try to put him in a position
Wait, you
where he
back
feels
this?
uncomfortable.
I may have
You
accidentally.
back a good chunk of
You did not
D&D stuff
accidentally.
that you never use.
Someday, Tom.
I'll make sure you don't use it.
Wow.
But I've
You're
been
like,
He's just
do
been
you
threatened.
this dragon character? I'm like, none of my universe. No matter what the character.
I'm going to bring my minis tomorrow. Oh, look at that. That's not 3D printed, though.
That's definitely.
That looks cool, though. Look at that. I like
What,
the
you can't even
acrylics.
see it there. There it is.
This one, he's back.
It's back.
I missed him.
Gone.
They change. That's pretty cool.
I think it's cool. I think these
I
look
think
great.
they're
And
neat.
they
Like
give you quite
100
a
of
few.
them.
It's not It's not cheap, but it is. But it's inexpensive for the amount of standees you get. It's a whole bunch of stuff, and it's like $60-some.
And they are pretty generic, which I mean, in this project, I mean that as a
good.
compliment, they can go with a lot of things.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, because
Yeah.
you are just getting random ones for whatever games you want to supplement it in. So I think they handled that well.
All right.
Diatoms?
Diatoms, a game of microscopic proportions. So there's a lot of Kickstarters that are doing really well at the moment, and this is 1,200 backers is nothing to scoff at.
No.
You just scoffed?
You can't scoff at that.
This is a first-time designer here, although it won one of these little Cardboard Edison Awards. A bunch of different. These look very similar to patchwork.
Yeah.
Patchwork buttons almost.
They're pretty.
This looks like
This made me fall down. Sorry, I went down a rabbit hole looking these things up.
oh really?
Yeah, because I've never heard of this before. Or if I did, I didn't remember.
Okay.
So I'm like, I Googled them.
Yeah.
And that people do this. They arrange them and stuff, collect them, arrange them. It's like amazing. They look insane.
They're really cool. This one looked a little too puzzly for my personal tastes.
Yeah.
It definitely gave me that AP kind of feeling just looking at it there. You're trying to put one piece that's going to match up a couple different ones, and that's the pieces you're going to get to come to your own personal board to build it out to try to meet goals. It was like multi-step decision making kind of thing. And I was like, one decision cascades to 4 different things, and I was like, oh, that's a little too like Calico almost.
It
for
really
my
looks
taste. I
like,
was
like a sequel to Calico.
Yeah.
This is the kind of game that I can look at and I go, wow, that looks cool, interesting. I don't have to play this to know I won't like it.
I'm going to play it.
Right.
It's like I already know I'm not going to like
Right,
it.
yeah.
It does a few things I've already played in enough games where I'm like, I know I don't like that.
But at the same time, I can
like
also look
Calico?
at it.
Not particularly.
I can also look at it and be like, oh, but I can see how people would like it.
Sure.
I can just tell I personally will not like it. I despise Calico.
All right, Amsterdam Essential with 100 backers.
Yes.
Did you miss Amsterdam the first time?
Also, I'm confused here. Hold on. 100 backers, $18,000.
$18,000.
So that's $1,800 per backer.
No, it's $180.
It's about right. Shh. He's on a roll.
It's a 1,800,000, right?
I'm only mentioning this one because it's here, and I'm getting pretty close to not talking about Queen projects that are not interesting, and this is one of those, I think, because they've already done Amsterdam. This is clearly a pre-order. Let me see if it's over here when it's
When
supposed
do you get it? December.
December 2023. Like,
Oh my God.
You get it next month for all intents and purposes.
Wow.
Also, they just did this. This is nothing new. This is like you can get basically.
Gosh.
Okay. Yeah, if they do any more of these Essential Editions, unless the week's really boring, I'm not talking about them.
Okay.
Hello Kitty, another project with 1,600 backers.
That's crazy.
Well, I mean,
It's the IP.
I guess. People really like Hello
It's-
Kitty.
I always
stuff.
forget how big this IP is.
Well,
It's an
and-
enormous intellectual property,
That's
yes.
right.
Intellectual being the key word.
As well as the gameplay, I mean, looks very mass market as well. It does seem that there's a good cross there in this IP. It's not a hobby board game kind of feel to it. You know,
Right.
it feels like
No.
it does match the theme, and I think a lot of people are getting it for that. It's a different.
I think it's more than
reach,
mass
I
market
think.
though. It's a little more going on. It looks like a light Carcassonne.
Yeah.
Set collection, a little
Right.
set collecting, right? It looks cute. I mean, I really, really don't care for this theme, but
Yeah.
This is
Showed
from the
up a
folks
lot
who
on my
made The
list.
Binding of Isaac, which was a huge.
oh, really?
Really?
This is
Yeah.
a hard U-turn from
Yeah.
that. Binding
I guess
of
it's,
Isaac.
you know-
This is a bunch of Isaac people?
It is.
Yes.
yeah.
Intellectual properties,
Wow.
right? That's what they do. They grab intellectual properties and make them.
So
Okay.
those two they thought are the next ones were. Wow, okay.
What's
The next one
next?
will be Warhammer.
I mean, to
In
me,
the future, there's only war.
to me, it looks exactly like somebody with a little girl who likes this would be interested in, but also if you have not even nostalgia, but if you really like this IP, it's exactly what you would expect it to look like and the depth of gameplay that you would expect from a Hello Kitty game.
Are you backing this?
No.
You have a
You
little
know what
girl.
though? That's what I want.
That's what I'm
She's
saying.
never
That was
heard
a
of Hello Kitty,
compliment.
though.
to
I
it.
don't.
You
I don't
think
want
they-
them to like. Let's see how we can take this down a weird way.
Right,
Let's
no.
make a Hello Kitty board game.
Exactly. No,
I
that was
agree.
a compliment to it, and why I think it is doing so well is because they
Roberta
really
Taylor
both of those markets.
Right, be what you need to be. Don't try to be a bridge. Don't try to oh, this is a game to get your kids into Agricola. It's like a secret.
Right.
No, just be a Hello Kitty board game for kids.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
What are we
The
looking
designer?
Yeah, she did Creature Comforts. I knew the name. Octopus Garden,
Oh.
Sherwood Showdown. Creature Comforts, though, being the biggest one here.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, Fib, a game for Joey. I'm sorry.
I agree.
A game for liars and thieves. This one has a backer for every day of the year. Oh, and leap years.
Yeah, this one.
There's a lot of, I'm about to do, in the future, I said I was going to do my next 90 party games.
Yes.
So I made that list. These games where you lie and people try to figure out if you're lying or not almost never work. Although my favorite game, Detective Club, does work, but that's because telling the truth sounds like a lie, so it works well.
And the artwork's awesome.
But there's like an old game like Malarkey.
Malarkey is the one I'm thinking of.
And the problem is that you have to kind of be a good actor, and also the more you know each other, it's hard to make up a lie that you might not know.
The problem with Malarkey in any of these games is in turn order especially, is that in Balderdash you write down a lie. In Malarkey you would go around telling a lie about, like, why are tennis balls fuzzy?
Okay.
And if the person right before you tells yours, you got like a couple seconds to come up with a different lie. If they stole your idea, you know what I mean? And it's hard to be caught in that position and be like, well, I ruined this round.
Yeah. Balderdash I do like, but this one, I don't think.
This seems pretty by the numbers here.
Yeah,
I don't get how these games, again, keep making money. Some of them more than others, but $16,000 when they wanted $5 is still a decent amount.
They had to buy a puppet. There's like a puppet in half of this thing, too.
Yeah.
Merchants of Magnets. Merchants of Magic. Dangerous Business
geez.
plus Draft of Dragons.
Okay. I liked the original of this. You were wrong about that one. Merchants of Magic I did like.
When's the last time you played it?
It's not important.
All right. Merchants of Magic, I thought was a decent idea for roll and write, where you're drafting different dice and then crossing numbers off and using them. The problem was that the market was too volatile, and like a card that you wanted to get might not be there on your turn when it comes around.
Okay.
And it disappeared. It was very random. They fixed that in this edition, which was my biggest problem with the game.
Really? So you played this one? Did you play it?
No, but they told me about it.
Ah, see, that's nice. And they also have like the monsters in there.
Luke Pickles, huh? I didn't know Pickles was the last name.
Like Thor. Anything's your last
I'm
name.
not mocking it. I just didn't know.
It's just funny to me, the way you went, Luke Pickles, huh?
I thought you knew him.
I didn't know Pickles was the last name. Unmasked! That's what that felt like.
This looks great, though. This
does.
company is just really on the ball. Rock Manor, with their production values, seem to go up every time they make a game.
I have not played Set of Watch.
I think this is interesting. I was telling you, I feel like it takes a roll and write and makes it's more of like a mechanism of this game is what it looks like, rather than being, it's a roll and write game. It's a game with a roll and write mechanism in it, and that makes me really intrigued by it, especially with the expansion.
I agree. I like the little conveyor belting thing that goes around as the things move. But like Tom said, it is random.
I have not played it, but it looks neat. I will try it.
Mike said that guy's best friends with David Pumpkins.
David S. Pumpkins?
Hey, Joey met David S. Pumpkins.
I did.
You did?
I did.
He stood in line, along with everyone else who went, except me. They all stood in line to meet a fake David S. Pumpkins.
And the best part is the line was to get into a bar we weren't actually going into, and David S. Pumpkins was just standing there entertaining people. I'm like, hey, you're actually the reason I'm here.
It was
wonderful.
but apparently he's
What is David Pumpkin?
David S. Pumpkins?
It's a
don't know.
Saturday Night Live skit that Tom Hanks played. It's a pretty funny skit, but it became bigger than the skit by a mile.
It really did.
So there's this character. So Joey saw a guy pretending to be Tom Hanks, and he stood in line for this.
I did.
I'm
I got a very
completely not
grainy picture. I'll
understanding
show it
why
to you.
this
It's
is
a
thing.
skit from Saturday Night Live.
Yes, I got that.
That's it.
Oh,
I will show you
I'm good.
after we're done.
No, I'm
I'll
good.
show you the skit.
Monasterium.
I'm busy.
Now this one surprises me because this is a reprint of a published game.
Correct.
Monasterium
Yes.
came out. It was a very small print run, I think. And I got to be honest, this picture looks more exciting than the game does in person. It does not.
Oh.
It looks. I had a few Euro gamers, people who like Euro games, play it, and they're like, "This is a bit dry." And I was like, "What? What did you say? If you think it's dry, I'm not coming anywhere near it." So I've never played it, but that is what I've heard.
So this is supposed to be like a wider printing of a game that had a small print run, right? Because I saw Chris and Wendy reviewed it on here, and so I asked him about it. And he said he thought it was a small print run, and this is bigger distribution, but it's not a second edition or anything, right?
Well, no, of
I
course.
don't think
Okay.
they're changing anything, I think. Yeah, maybe here a couple of upgrades.
But what got me was the fact that they put like Chris and Wendy's little review on there, so I thought, oh, they must have really liked it. I think they ended up giving it a 6. But they did put that front and center down here.
That's because this game did not get a lot of critical acclaim. It really didn't. One of the main reasons it got some acclaim was because it was hard to get. And so therefore,
right.
by very
I'll do
nature,
it.
That
Yeah.
matters, though. That's a big deal.
but now it's not hard to get because you can back the Kickstarter.
It's about
Therefore,
to tank.
Yeah.
There's a reason why those little Japanese trick-taking games are beloved. I'm talking to you, Mike DeLisio, and it's because they're hard to get.
Yeah. I mean, it's FOMO. I mean, it's
Right.
like, oh, but I can't get it. Oh, it must be good because I can't get it. Oh, I'm one of the few that has it. I mean, it's a FOMO. Yeah. I do think it is. It did seem interesting, the dice placement out as you're drafting the dice to, like, take the different actions and stuff. And it seemed like it was a very few actions you're taking. So I think the more I looked at this game, it didn't seem as big as I expected it. And I think that was kind of refreshing.
Like the stained glass, yeah.
all right, mind cycling.
Speaking of not a game for me.
These paint jobs are great, though.
I just think it's funny because if you heard that name, you would think it was something. You wouldn't think it was actually about bikes.
No.
No, yeah.
It's an odd name because it's
Yeah.
actually about riding bikes.
Right.
The fact that it's called Mine, I really could not find this. Maybe you guys can help me. I kept thinking, do you keep track of something in your head? It's kind of like playing Mental Magic: The Gathering. Have you heard of that? Mental Magic: The Gathering is...
Wait,
Or mental
Is it a
chess.
real thing?
That's a real thing.
I've heard of mental chess. I've never heard of mental magic.
People play Mental Magic: The Gathering,
Really?
where you have any card you want in your deck once. You can be like, I play this, I cast this.
In your mind?
Yes, you don't have anything for real. That's what this made me think of, is mind cycling. I was like, I pedal 5 spaces. I was like, what is this?
How do you shuffle a deck in your mind?
You draw whatever you want whenever you want to.
Wow, that sounds like the worst game ever.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
This is one that unfortunately, I was like, ooh, cycling, this is cool. But the more I looked at it, the more I realized how very much not for me this is. It's like, oh, no dice, and throws away dice. No cards, throws them away. It's like, it's all just strategy. And these bikes move faster here, but this color moves faster there, and they can go this much. And so you're trying to work within the peloton and go around. And I was like, this is
What
like...
is the length of the game? 20 to 60 minutes? If that's the case, it might be interesting, but I found that games where there's no dice or cards and it's just like, ooh, strategically move your bike or whatever, they bog down in AP tremendously because there's always going to be one best move.
I mean, it's going to be like, I feel like it's like chess with a lot more pieces and one long board.
That sounds good.
You know?
I play chess like that.
All right. Board Butler flattens your game boards. So this is very popular. 3,600 backers.
This looks good. Now, they've had things like this before. And you can 3D print some or
Right.
whatever, right?
And BGG has some, too.
I think they have some... Yeah, I've seen them there before. I forget if they do for the corners of hexes or something.
Yeah.
We have a little drawer. There's some in the drawer I have.
The flat ones or just hex corners? Okay.
Corners and the ones that, they're not this long. These are much longer.
That's what I do like.
And I think I like that because I think it took the stress off
Right.
that one joint, or off
Yeah.
the board, actually, because it's going to be dispersing it. I thought that was really cool.
They look good. I like these, man. I'm all in on this.
And the fact that they're clear, like the 3D printed ones work fine, but these are clear, so that's...
Well, they're not perfect. Here's the thing. Well, first of all, that root board is exaggerated. If you bend it, it will not be that warped. My biggest warping problems do not come from folded boards. They come from single boards, usually player boards, that
Full.
bow up. There's nothing you can do about that,
yeah,
right?
you can't do anything about that, yeah.
Secondly, this is going to raise it, and if you're playing any game with cards, they're going to slide under the board. I think that would annoy me.
I agree.
I think perhaps keeping the board flat is better than me being annoyed by the sliding cards. Like, I don't know that
There
would
is
stop me
that.
from getting this, I don't know.
These look good. I saw the project. I know I've heard of these kinds of things before. And I thought this might be worth getting a few and having in a drawer. That was my thought.
For that one board that you just can't...
refuses to behave. I'm like, all right, I'll throw this plastic on there. You're right. I don't like that they will raise the board off the table a little bit. But it might be worth it for one particularly stubborn board every now and then.
Yeah, this is one that I'd like to have a set at my house.
Yeah.
You know.
I also like...
How much are they?
I kind of like the idea also...
15? Wow.
They just showed there's some Zombicide. I kind of like the idea of these attaching Zombicide boards together.
The tiles,
I do like
so
that.
They're
not
like big
sliding.
tiles,
Yeah.
right? That might be the deciding factor there.
Because I was thinking about Lobotomy has something similar as well, right? As you're building it out. And so I was thinking the same thing.
I'm going to have to try these out and see how they work in real life because honestly, this is a product that they're not that expensive. I might buy them.
Right.
But I would love to have hands-on at a con.
Right.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
I might back this. When do they deliver?
March.
2024?
That actually seems like a long time to deliver.
It does, but I wonder if they're being realistic with that then.
That's true. There is 1,400 people backing this group set of 6. 6 for 15 seems like a pretty solid deal.
It does.
Yeah, I think 6 would be enough for most games,
Another
right? Like,
concern I might have is I hope that they slide on and off without ruining the board.
That's what it says. It does.
and I think with them being
Obviously, they're
longer,
going to say that.
right? I think with it being longer,
trust
it
them.
will because again, it's going to disperse like that angle, right? It's not going to be right there on it at the highest crux. It's going to disperse it out. So I think it should go on pretty well and not dent it.
All right. Well, we'll see. Hoard the Hams. So I was confused why this one was doing so well at 1,900 backers.
Yes.
So I looked it up, and this Haminations is a YouTube, very popular YouTube channel where this college-age kid like tells stories about his life and his brother, but he animates them in this style here. And it's kind of funny animation. I'm not always hip with silly humor of the Gen Z, but I smiled through this. I wasn't as annoyed as I thought. I thought it was pretty funny. The game looks terrible. And in the video, he's like, we got 2 more coming. But I can see why people are backing this because it's a popular YouTube channel.
I could see that because, like, look at the game, I'm like, same as you. I was like, what is it? I see nothing here. It's take that. But if it was like Trogdor themed, I'd probably like, oh, that'd be cute. I'd try it.
What's
so,
Trogdor?
Trogdor or Strong Bad.
What's
You
that?
know what it is.
I don't know what that is.
What
Homestar
is a
Runner?
troll?
Yeah, you do.
You just keep saying words. Homestar Runner. Is that a baseball team?
You do know. Whatever. Never mind.
Oh, you don't know who David S. Pumpkin is?
I
You
know.
gonna find out.
I'm saying you do know. That's what I'm saying. You're telling me you do know. Anyway.
Any questions?
Okay, is that okay?
I'm just messing with you. Yes, I know who that
All right. Anyway, yeah, this is for the fans of the show. That seems like that's it. I don't think anyone else would back it. All right. Dice Advent Calendar. It's a little late to be backing this one.
Yeah.
is. See, Katie gets it. She says, Z is so uncluttered.
This is supposed to be delivered in November. There's no way I would back this. I'd be too worried.
They also do not look good.
Okay, I was going to give 2 compliments to it here. One, you do get it, and it tells you get a full set of dice, and you can say if you want Chessex or if you want their special ones or anything like that. If I knew it was Chessex and I knew I was getting a full set, I'd be like, yeah, I'm down for that. I don't want a bunch of random dice that don't go together that I don't know the quality I'm getting. So
Right.
I thought that was really good. The other thing, what do you do with this big box afterward?
I was thinking.
I really like that you can
Christmas
take...
bonfire.
No, I really like that you can take all the little drawers out and you can even take the insert out and then you have a box that you can use for other things. So it can go on your shelf and, use it for whatever you want.
I thought it was, I guess I missed that. I thought it was a perfect, do a advent calendar next year with it. I thought that was meant to be like, and then you fill it with whatever you want for your kid next year.
And you could definitely do that as well because
They're just kind of
would do it for
small.
myself.
The
I
little
would do it in
drawers
January
are kind of
so you forget.
small, you know what I mean?
But that whole
totally
insert
forget.
thing, the whole
Forget
grid in there
November.
comes
I don't
out.
need
So
January.
it has little boxes that go into the grid. and you can take it out and then use it for other things. I would maybe like store minis in there or something like that, you know, or that whole grid
minis.
comes out as well, and then it's just a big open well that you can do whatever you want as well. You know, a jewelry box or something on your books, you know, whatever it is. And so I was like, I like that they're thinking, what do you do with this afterward as well? So those are the two things that really stuck out to me on this project that were like, I applaud it and I appreciate it.
Okay, I think it's garbage. Moving on.
I thought the construction did not look very good. That was my beef with it.
Yeah, I don't know. I just
Looked
don't.
very handmade and not in like a, ooh, you're an artisan kind of way.
All right, Tiny Mini Golf. Joey, did you back this?
Jeez.
All right, I went on a journey on this one because I'm like,
jeez.
it was like $3. I'm like, all right, I'll back it. Then it went like, well, $5 if you want this, and then $10 all. And I'm like, well, now I have to read it.
I don't understand why if someone says, give me $3, you're like, no problem. What's the reasoning behind that?
I look at the animation, I'm like, okay, for $3, I'll try that.
But you won't.
I probably
Why don't
won't.
you buy lottery tickets instead?
3 of them for the price of this.
You think lottery tickets are $1?
Are they not?
I don't think
I thought
so.
they were. Are they
anymore.
not? I've also never bought one.
Still, they used to be. I don't know.
I don't.
I haven't bought one, so I don't know.
They're $1. Yeah.
That's where they used to be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they still are. Tom.
Arby's are 5 for $5, and that's $1. This. Okay. Also, I don't know why they call it mini golf, by the way, because it's just golf at this point.
No, because it bounces off wood and stuff. No, this
I
looks like
guess.
mini golf.
I don't know. It looks cute.
I thought this
it
one
looks
was
like,
interesting.
It looks like floor plan is what it looks like. The game floor plan as golf.
But I also
you know?
like that you're the two phase of it. You know, you're building it, and then you're switching with someone else, and they're actually going through and trying to beat it. So I thought
cool.
that was a really interesting. You're not just building it, but then somebody has to use it, and it's who you know. You're building it for the other person.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really clever player interaction.
I'm not interested in it because of this part right here.
The stickering. I bought some of those like clear white dye for various reasons. It's not
Have you
important.
ever
Probably
done this?
should not have admitted that, but I did.
Have you done this? Have you ever done this? Printed out dice faces and put them on dice?
It's not important. Have I thought about and bought dice to do it? Yes.
Yes.
But you
No,
can
I've never done
print
it.
out the dice, but I don't like the. I think I'd rather have dice with the stuff on them. Than
I
the
believe
print
there
ones.
are
agree.
apps
Yeah,
that you
was-
can create dice in, and then the app will roll a random face for
That's
you.
a
That's
kinda
cool.
neat.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
I
Okay.
believe
But
there
can
are
you
apps that do that.
Can you do multiple at once because you are doing two different kind of dice?
We're going to find out.
We just
Anyway,
lost- we
other
just
than the
lost Zeke
dice
for, like,
thing, I think
20
it's
minutes.
very interesting, and it looks pretty cool.
All right. Well, it'll be here. We can play it.
You won't.
I will.
All right, Legends of Signum 2, Warseer, fantasy hexagonal war game.
Go on without me.
This one is tough because
Generia.
yeah, it's a little generic, but it's
Look at this guy. Go back up. That guy's from Wreck-It Ralph. It's like he's got the. Man, he's got a lot of.
this guy
colors
would be
going on.
almost if this guy came in a battle to fight me, I would like be like, don't laugh, no one laugh, no one laugh, just shoot at him, okay?
Look at the hat. There's so much to unpack right
Who
there.
made you wear that hat? I say
Yeah, this guy just kept adding things to that sculpture.
it's a cool looking miniature. It's just a little silly. This is a war game, miniature style, so we don't. It's not necessarily our motif here, but I'm showing people because this might be interesting.
I like what they're trying to do, and they spent a lot of time on this page as well talking about the way they have not necessarily simplified the war game, but how they went to like the hexagons instead of the measuring, and how they've done this concentrated effort on making it more accessible, which I feel like war games very much are not to me.
Right.
You know, and so I will. I mean, you guys say it's generic and that kind of stuff, but I think it does fit what they're going for, and that is a bridge between the two, making it more approachable for board gamers, and I think that's cool.
I'm thinking about backing this for $15,
For just that guy?
just so I can buy that guy,
The
get him
ch-
painted, and stick by the door of the studio.
I think that would be fantastic. He would guard it.
That's
really
a-
well.
I
There's
just
some good detail on those minis
Who's gonna
too.
paint it though? That's the thing, right?
I'll paint it.
You won't.
Oh
paint
my
it.
gosh, no.
When's the
you
last
won't.
time you painted something?
Have you ever painted
I could start
anything?
with that.
Or have you ever painted anything, or sorry,
No.
you just volunteer your wife?
I can do
So
that.
thought-
Doesn't look that hard.
Okay.
How hard could it be?
Questbox, Jungle Cruise Escape Room.
Okay, these boxes always intrigue me. By the way, just
They're
the.
hard.
Have you ever used one? the idea of it really looks cool.
So it's just one.
And
Well,
it
you
wasn't
can
that
die, you
bad,
can
like
roll whatever you
$60,
want.
$70.
Right, but you can't.
Yeah, I did.
Nice.
I did
Good.
a couple of these, and one I mean I could never figure them out. So I looked it up online, like the step by step.
Yeah.
And as I did it, I followed it through and opened it up. I was like, I would never have thought of that, because sometimes it's like, push this notch forward. Now rotate the cube over here. Turn this 2 this way. Rotate it back. Pull out this slot. And I was like, oh.
Like,
I'm
how
not
do you
break-
figure that out without looking it up?
But
though?
some people are really good at that.
But they just like try every combination. They're basically locksmiths, frustrated locksmiths.
Yeah, I think so.
Because that's what I don't understand. It's not like Mastermind or something where you get little clues like, oh, you're almost there, warmer, or 2 of the 3 things are right. Like, there's no deduction to it, to me. And again, I'm not good at these at all. So it's like terrifying to me. And they just make me feel really stupid. So I'm like, how would you come across that? Yes, I understand. I'm very stupid. Thank you.
Yeah, what? Who said that?
No one
I
would
think
say
these
that.
are neat.
I want to hit him with a
I'm
hammer.
just not good at them. That's all. And also, when you're done with it, putting it back together is a real pain.
I can't imagine that.
I put it back
part.
together for my kids, and I gave it to them, and my kids played with it for a while, but this didn't hit with anyone in my family.
Really?
Well, not this particular one, but things like this.
Yeah.
But again, if you like this, like some people would think logic written problems would be horrific for them.
Right,
I
right.
think they're great.
I 3D printed my wife one of those little, go
3D
together.
print your wife?
One of those puzzle boxes that go together. You just have to undo it, but it's a puzzle the way it comes apart.
Oh, yeah.
And her exact words was, "I hate you so much." And it was like, she never finished it. I broke it.
Yeah.
Forget what I had in there.
That's
the idea was really cool.
That's what it is. I get really angry at
Yeah,
this.
she
Like,
was-
I become like
It's a great Christmas.
barbarian. Like,
Yeah.
All right, take a look at a couple
This
tables.
one.
So this is Gamefold, a customized gaming table that can do more. As always, when we talk about tables, I should mention we're sponsored by Allplay, so if you want to take our opinions and take that into account when we talk about tables. But this one's doing really well. 4,000 backers, $2 million.
Well, the thing about this table is, it's clearly sort of the bones of a regular folding table.
yes. Yeah.
Right? And then attached, Frankenstein on top of that is what looks like a game table.
Right.
And you can expand it with these, whatever, leaves, whatever you call them.
Yes.
So you grow that even outside of just a general-looking, game table. That's very interesting to me. The fact that I can just, once I'm done, flip this thing on its side and fold those scrawny legs and put it away. Like you do with those, garbagey white tables, right? The plastic tables. That's very interesting. It's a compelling argument,
It's familiar, right? We've all had those tables. We've all set them up. I mean, I've had game days where I've pulled one of those out because it's more people than fit just at my regular table. I need a second table.
Right.
I think this has that familiarity. You know how it stores. You know where it goes. You know how you can keep it. But it gives you something specific. That's fantastic. I really like this a lot. Like, this was, previous me, with my old game group, I could absolutely see myself getting one of these.
Do you think that this is a direct competitor to Game Toppers in a sense,
That's
right?
what I thought. Well, because somebody I know had a game topper and they put it on one of the gray tables, and it just really was unsteady. So I'm wondering if the weight on this is more made to do that.
But I think that that is made to go on a table,
An
whereas
actual
this is
table.
made to be. And I think that's the biggest drawback of the game toppers is the weight and the cumbersome.
Yeah,
Yes.
but this one, again, this is very much like those clips. There's no way on earth I would back this without having seen one in person.
Yeah, that's the problem.
We talk about those white folding tables, and I've had amazing white tables, and I've had terrible ones. And I bought them online, and I have no idea.
Right.
I hope this is good. Obviously, it looks good in the picture and everything. Also, and whenever there's a new gaming table company, and this is his first project for gaming tables, and he has, how many pledges here?
What are you looking for?
4,000 backers, right? Is he going to be able to scale this? To be able to pull this off? This is not a small operation.
What's
This
the
is not-
delivery date?
Well, even if it's next year, that it could take a while, right? April of next year.
So
Are
I
they
feel like
already made? Has he already made 1,000
yeah,
of
I do
them?
feel like that's really...
That just seems a little ambitious. To get these done, get it out the door, you're going to need a whole factory. This is not a one-person job.
Well, he would
really.
have to anyway. I assume he's not making these in his garage.
Yeah, but that's how that's like how Tabletoppers got started. Berkey just started making them, right? And then he scaled his operation as he went up. He didn't sell 4,000 out the door.
That is
now,
true.
he might have the backing to do it. In fact, this is one of those times I'm going to take a look at the risks down here. Shipping this will be a new challenge. It scales much longer. We work with plastic metals, but never the two together. All right, well.
Okay.
He's honest about that. And,
right.
And I hope it works out well for him.
Yeah, this one I'm really intrigued by. I would love to see one of these, and I would.
Right.
This is one that I would still see myself considering. If I had. I mean, I was even thinking like, heck, I mean, here when we do game nights and that kind of stuff, and we have people come in and we need those big long tables that we bring out. Such a cool. Or man, the cruise. So I could just think of all these times when this would be such a better replacement to those white tables.
Here's another game table. This one has 1,400 backers, 462. This is the Toyzzo, what a terrible name, game table. This one has Bluetooth speakers, and this is a whole game table. All kinds of cool stuff on this, with lots of pictures and showing how it works, customizable rail system, just like our good game tables have.
Right, like all the big players, right? Like all the big names in tables. It looks like a legit wooden table.
And it costs $269.
Yeah.
I don't buy this. This one here, when you go through the project, there's so many red flags that have come up on this one, especially with very low shipping, and it's coming from China. And when are they saying this one's going to come? In February? I don't know. I'm very suspicious of this particular project. As are many people. There are multiple threads all over Facebook and the internet with people pointing out the red flags on this project. Again, it might be right. It might be perfectly fine. But if something is too good to be true, it is.
Well, it's the same price as the foldable one that we just saw.
Right. But that one makes sense because it's
foldable.
They're not pretending it's a full-size table.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. This seems, like you said, it just basically is too good to be true. These tables from, any of the other companies are thousands.
Yeah, and they're showing it here. Again, though, they're going to have to scale this. That's like they're making one table there. Mm-hmm. You're going to need to make thousands of these and send them out.
And that's real wood. It's actually a wooden table. These are, right?
And I think it's metal legs.
Metal legs. Like the rest is wood?
Yeah.
I'm just having a hard time. Look at these. Like the standard table, $36 delivery. Sometimes a board game costs that much to get shipped.
Oh, easily.
These shipping prices, either they're eating costs, which is a terrible thing for a company to do.
Right.
I don't get these shipping costs at all. To get like the deluxe table, $45 delivered.
That doesn't make any sense.
What this table costs is what I expect to pay to ship a big wooden table. A couple $100.
True.
That's a good point. Yeah.
It's what this table costs. That's what I expect to have to pay to get a All Play, a Rathskeller, a whatever, Geek and Son, a big game table. Mm-hmm. I don't get it. I think you're right. There's something iffy here.
There was a table around this called Ironside or something. It was around the same price, but it was just a metal, game table, and that one made sense. Just fabricated. This one, something's off.
All right. Well, Obsession Characters Expansion. Moving on. No, I'm just kidding.
That's hurtful.
All right, Camilla, what's so cool about this project?
This is really exciting. So, multiplayer solitaire. A lot of people don't like it. And Obsession was very much multiplayer solitaire in its first edition, and second edition, but the first one, the upstairs downstairs expansion did have a little bit more interaction, but what this is doing is giving you another player board, which is going to enhance the passing action, which is usually kind of like a wasted turn kind of thing. So it's going to give you a little bit more player interaction, a little bit more strength in that passing turn, because you can go there and you can dismiss guests by calling the constable, or you can go over there and you can't remember now what all it is, but there's like 5 different actions that you can do over there. So it enhances that passing action, gives a little bit more player interaction, a little bit more flexibility in the way you're going to be managing your estate. And then the metal coins. I love the metal coins so much. Oh, they're chonky and they're heavy and they're
worried
gorgeous.
about these.
Why?
And he brags about these because he says here they weigh twice as much as typical coins. Are you kidding me? Coins already make a box really heavy. Why would I want twice as heavy?
Because they're chunky and heavy and nice.
So then let's make them 6 times as heavy.
Okay, fine.
That would be awesome.
Yes.
I want coins. I want coins I can't pick up. I'm like, I would pay you taxes, but I can't literally move
I want
the
you to
money.
remember later on that you said this.
Okay.
I think the other thing he talks about is he does a boxing video up at the top, and so he shows how it can all fit all this stuff now. The Wessex expansion, upstairs, downstairs, now this characters expansion all goes in the base box. And I love that. Like, it's still sticking to
That's
that
nice.
same box size. It's not going to increase that. As well as he has one official insert, the ship-shaped gamer insert. And if you have that insert, it still fits pretty well in there as well. So I love that it's just how he took all that into consideration. So, and the modules that are going to come in the expansion as well are going to rebalance some cards. There's a co-op expansion, which is redone of a previous one. He did a module before for the cooperative one, but this is like revamped and kind of become official. I mean, he did it before, but this is like, nope, here it is in writing, balanced, played, actually releasing it. So it's doing some cool things as well there.
There's definitely a lot of content here.
Super excited about it.
None of these people are wearing a cool hat, though. Like a cool top hat. That's what I would wear if I was in one of these. All right.
What?
That's right. Anyway, this looks cool. A lot of content there.
Yeah.
Davy Jones' Locker, Curse of the Ghost Ships expansion. Has anyone here played Davy Jones' Locker?
Nope.
No. I've read the rule book. I've taken it out twice, but just not been able to get a full gameplay of it.
What kind of game is this? Is it cooperative, competitive?
It is cooperative, yeah. So it's going to be a 2-phase game. In the first phase of the game, you each have your own ships, and you're sailing around and building up your ships and stats and kind of working together. And then at some point, something triggers the second phase of the game, which you flip the board over. So in the base game, it's the Curse the Kraken or something. So you can see the board right there.
Yep.
How it's this big whirlpool. And so there's a Kraken in there with the different tentacles coming out.
talking
So you
about
guys
this.
are, yeah. And so you guys are fighting it. We also saw it at Gen Con.
Did you back it?
No, we got it at Gen Con.
We have it?
Yeah,
We
the
do.
copy, yeah.
I haven't seen it.
It,
Looks good.
It looks really good, yeah. I mean, I have it at my house now, so 'cause I'm reading the rule book.
Oh, is it on that
It
list?
is on the list. It has been.
That's why I haven't noticed.
That's
So anyway, so you're fighting the Kraken. What
nice.
this expansion's doing, I think, is really interesting. Is it's giving you a different boss or a different way to do that second half of the game. So it's the ghost ship. So you're not fighting the Kraken in that one. In this one, it's the ghost ship. So you're going through in the first, and again, building up your fleets and your team. And then when you fight over, that's when the ghost ship actually comes, and it's like cursing your individual ships that are out there. So you're fighting them off. So it gives you a different like boss monster, if you will, that you're fighting. And I think that's a really neat way to expand it.
There was a possession mechanic too about controlling the ships, and it looks interesting. And the minis are really nice. When they had it at Gen Con, it looked.
It looks really good. It looks like a really good production. So yeah, and from the rule book so far, not so far. I mean, like I said, I've read it. I just haven't been able to get it to the table. It's a hard one. It's not one I'm really want to solo. So it's not happened yet.
These guys were like one row over from us at Gen Con, I think. Right?
Yeah.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
I remember talking about this game, and maybe even saw it. I remember seeing it. I think I remember looking at the Kickstarter is what I remember looking at. Huh.
That's good.
I put it on my list of games I'm going to pretend I'll play someday. All right.
Joey's got one of those.
You gonna play some with me?
Erune,
I'm
Light
hopeful.
and Darkness. Okay, so I actually took a look at this at
you?
Essen. I stopped by, I kept going by this booth and they were never there. I kept stopping by, and finally I caught them because it just looks so colorful and interesting.
Yeah.
It looks like a successor to Hero Quest. It looks
Like a
It
shout
looks
out.
less complicated than most of these games, which is what I really want.
So they're the same ones that did that Star Captain Quest, or what was it?
You can click on their created stuff
What
and
was
see
it?
yeah.
And they had that there at Essen as well. I don't think it's been delivered yet. Did you take a look at that game? Spark Riders.
Oh, it looked
3000.
really cool. Right. They didn't. I don't think that's been delivered yet.
I don't think so. No, but I think they had it there at Essen, right? I know we covered it on Crowdsurfing, and I was really excited about it. And I didn't realize they had a booth there, else I would have gone by and seen it. But did you also look at that game?
Only briefly. I actually spent most of my time.
Okay.
I did not back this one. Oh well.
Because this is one I'm like, I was really excited about that one from
that
the
one already
company. I
out?
would want. It's not delivered yet.
Okay.
I'd want to see that before backing another one, especially one. If this has app assisted, right? as well.
Yeah.
It's either app for the bad guy or one versus all.
Which I am okay with. I like
am
one
too.
versus all. I don't think there's enough of those right now.
Yeah,
They're
I'm,
almost all.
I'm very okay with it, but I would want to see and play something from the publisher first. That's my one kind of
I really wish
hang
the
up.
original Hero Quest would have went one versus all or the app.
Doesn't that look like a toy?
Yes, that's why I like. And then you
I know
swatch.
all
really
board
like
games are toys, but I mean, this one looks more
it looks
like
it looks,
woo-hoo, fun
yeah.
and serious.
looks like Arcadia Quest kind of.
without chibies.
It has that it just has that sort of flamboyant,
Right.
cavorting about sort of energy. I get it.
Yeah, this looks really fun to me. All right. Potato Pirates Coding Card Game 2nd Edition. Somewhere along the line, these people are like, this is our identity at this point.
You played the Spud net, right?
I played one of their. There's like 4 or 5 different games about potatoes
And coding.
and coding.
I'm so
how does
confused by
that-
this. I was very
I
confused
understand.
by this.
I didn't know that I was missing something on. I don't know.
I was clearly missing something. I kept looking at this going, okay, I get it. Potatoes, potato puns. Where's the coding? What am I missing here?
There's some Take That, and then there's the last one I played, which I might have played this, and I don't remember which one I played. It was like a Take That game with some nods towards coding and maybe some programming, minor stuff, but it was more Take That than not.
So they're just joking? Like they're making coding puns and
Oh, there's
jokes?
a lot of coding puns. I mean, I only
and
have boxes,
potato
but
puns.
Yes,
Like it's for people who love
Both of
coding
those things.
and spuds.
I love
basically.
potatoes.
And I love
Coding is okay.
what?
I don't understand.
This looks so goofy. And again, I guess they're going for that. And if you love those things, more power to you.
I
But
guess so.
I just was not getting this one.
What's
All
it
right, let's
making?
move
Is
on
it
then.
making a lot?
It's doing okay. KeyForge, Grim Reminders. So this game found. So it looks like KeyForge has found its group of people who now enjoy it. It has like this dedicated fan base. It's no longer being run from retail stores per se. It's GameFound is its new home.
Yeah, they did the
And-
last one here when they basically revived it. Was on Gamefound. It did very well.
And this one's doing very well also.
And yeah, they're back with more. There's a new house. They are, adding a few new effects as you would expect. Seems good. I mean, at this point, you kind of know what you're getting, right? More decks, more content for KeyForge.
I always wondered though, does a new house functionally really matter that it's a new house?
Not really.
No,
No,
I
they
mean,
could have added these characters to another house and just said that's that house. But they have a little bit of an identity, It's
Sure.
like these guys are supposed to be like they manipulate the discard and they're sort of ghosty and do ghosty things. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, so if you want to jump in, this is one you don't need to have backed other stuff. You can just jump in it because every deck is playable.
And they have a starter kit type thing in here. You can back that also and jump in there.
Oh, okay.
FlickFleet, a box of pirate flicks. We have some FlickFleet stuff here in the studio that we have not played.
It's expensive for a flicking dexterity game. The one pledge is like $150, I think.
Wow.
It is.
I didn't realize that.
Everything that people have, anyone who's played it says it's really good. It's hard to get over the fact that it kind of looks like it was a print and play thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Like someone had
There's
an
not much.
acrylic machine, and so they decided to make their own game, which is fine. It looks good for that. I wish it looked better. Like when I look at these ships, I don't get that excited about them.
Yeah.
The Gorgon?
Now that being said, I've yet to play the game, and I do like flicking games, and so I might play it and go, "Oh my word, this is fantastic!"
Really
Right.
Is it
good,
here?
right?
We have in the back?
Yes, add it to your list of 800 games that you've been wanting to play.
Yeah, this one is really interesting. I like it. I like the idea of it, I guess. I'm with you. It doesn't grab me with the looks, but the more I read about it, the dexterity, the flicking, I think the space theme is great for that. Kind of gives me flip ships kind of got vibes, I think it's very interesting.
I'm surprised they have one pledge. Like the whole thing, $150. It's like, I don't know if the way it
That's-
works, you can.
That's pretty pricey too, right?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Speaking of pricey, Car Wars companion for the 6th edition. So the Car Wars box, which is gigantic, and there's a lot of stuff that came with that, and Steve Jackson's is going to run with that and give more stuff. So again, this is kind of a you're in it or you're not. If you're in Car Wars, then this is more stuff for you, more scenarios, more cards, because when you build your car. So I've not played the new edition of Car Wars, but I spent a lot of time building cars and messing with it because they have these decks of cards. I'm like, ooh, I would like to use that armor, and I would like to use this weapon, and you kind of build. You take a point value and then you build your cars.
It's like Gaslands? It's like a deathmatch type
It's like
thing?
Gaslands, except you don't put all the stuff on the car. I guess you could, but Gaslands is more about using Hot Wheel cars.
Right.
They have these specific cars, and I do like this. They put them on these bases here.
I do
And
like
that base is the thing that moves around the board. They have different. There's like ways to move that. That works okay, I think. Yeah, this is the box right here, Car Wars. I just actually took it out of the library because no one's playing it, right?
Tom, what?
It's also a big 2-player game,
I was
so
just
there's
about
that.
to play it.
Oh, it's just 2-player.
Well, I'm saying yes, but someone will be like, you can actually play it with more. Sure, but
Got it,
I think
okay.
it's a 2-player game.
Okay.
All right, 99 Ninja, a micro dojo game. Was this at Essen?
There's a couple of micro dojo right on that shelf. There's a couple of things that say micro dojo on them.
Yeah.
Oh,
That might
another
have been
one.
there.
Hang on, let me look at his other games here.
Yeah, they have
That's
Micro
these.
Dojo. Yep.
Microbots.
Microbots.
Ooh, we've got that.
Power Up and Microbots Duel, and then I think this Micro Dojo, I think we just got them at Essen.
Oh, okay.
Okay, got it.
They looked interesting, although it was funny because when I stopped by the booth, people were playing Micro Dojo, the large version, like a big
right.
mega version of it. I was
Oh,
like,
really?
oh, okay.
That's
Well, I
so
guess
funny.
that's not technically Micro Dojo
Yeah.
anymore. It's just Dojo. I think this looks okay.
Yeah.
I think this is interesting with the clear tiles, right? The clear tiles that you're putting over and layering on top to try to trap the ninjas. I thought that was interesting.
I don't love that the ninjas are meeples, but I guess it's just par for the course at this time.
I don't usually like that. I think in this one it works okay for me because it really simplifies the graphics on the little cards.
yeah.
You know?
This cracks me up. I was laughing at
Oh,
this.
yeah.
And they were like, we're doing a special, we're only making 99 of these. Where it's like a giant plastic meeple.
Turn sideways.
Turn sideways, nuking your shelf. And then inside of it is the little thing you actually want to be storing on your shelf. Who wants this?
99. Let's see how many do you think sold?
Oh,
12.
All right,
you
let's
look it
go
up?
look.
No.
oh, okay.
Oh, print and play. Go back up.
No. 31. And there's 33
Weird.
of them, not 99. Oh, 99. Oh, 33 of each color. So 31 of this color have sold.
Oh,
What?
11 of, so red is not as popular as black. We'll go figure. And what's the other color? White.
oh,
Only 3 people wanted
yeah.
that one.
Oh,
They should have just made them all black.
I like the
That's-
red one. I probably would have gotten the red one.
Terrible. It's just.
Apparently they should
What
do
a
a blue one
waste
too,
of
because that's
space.
blue.
I think it's fine if you want that decoration.
I think if you have like a Calyx, but if you have like the bookshelf ones, it does kind of break up just the monotony of like game on that. I think
I
it
guess.
is cute. Or like something like this, like the all play ones. I think it would break it up in like a hodgepodge way. I thought it was cute.
One.
Ghostface. This is the name of the bad guy in the Scream franchise, right?
Yes. Did not know that.
Did they
for
not
years.
Did they not get the license for the word Scream?
They have the license for this.
For Ghostface.
Yeah, I just think it's weird that it doesn't say Scream like in the corner.
I think they worked with the people who have the Ghostface license, and that's it.
Yeah, but this one I was.
Yeah, those might be different things.
By the way, that really bugs me. That green thing on the cover.
the sticker.
Oh my
Really, I
gosh,
love
right?
it.
It looks like there's a stick. I would have ripped that off.
I loved it. I thought
Oh,
it
I
was such
just-
a cool idea.
I thought they did forget to take it off. I might have to like put a Post-it note on top of that. It
Wait, what's
was
it supposed to
making me
be?
crazy. Like
Huh?
a discount sticker price.
It's supposed to
right?
be. It's supposed to look vintage. So it has a sticker, a fake sticker.
Oh my god.
It even has the little lines that, like, if you tried to peel it, it would break. You know
Yeah.
those little lines. I thought it was great. I really like it.
Oh, that.
And is there a multiverse of ghost faces I don't know about? Am I just too far behind?
Yeah, that's what I was
Apparently.
saying. Yeah, apparently they've made a bunch of them.
I didn't know that.
I
until
think
going
in some of the Scream movies there was multiple people who were the bad guy. I think.
Oh really? Okay.
I think I have not seen more than one of them. I
Courtney
think.
Cox left, so did I. The Spinners. They have a spinner and they have a trivia expansion. I mean,
Do you, do you remember the other game that they did
Yes.
with that like incredible movie trailer?
and then it ends up being a trivia game.
Right, and
Did
it
you
looks
back
like.
that, by the way? Be honest.
I did not.
So-
You love this stuff,
So I
right?
couldn't figure anything out about this because it never talks about gameplay, right? So is this a different version of that same game?
No, they
Yes,
really-
ish, yes.
Okay,
All right, someone said Ghostface is owned by the costume company. Scream is owned by the movie studio.
got it. There you go.
Really?
So that's why they only got the one.
Huh.
Okay, well.
That's interesting.
I do
Yeah,
like-
it's not a very good-looking game, and this is the third
Yes, no.
in the line here. They have My Bloody Valentine, and then another
Right.
one.
they said the final
Silent
one,
Night,
right?
Deadly Night.
And this is the final one for
Yeah.
this trilogy. Then they're coming out with other games, they said near the bottom, with that are going to be different.
Yeah.
It's the way they said. I'm like,
It's
okay.
like 60
So you know
bucks.
you made the same game 3 times, and I guess you're ready to move on. Good. I guess
Yeah.
you're gonna. That's something.
Yeah.
I mean, it's $60 for it's. I don't know. It's
It's again, if you're really into that IP, right? It's
Well,
what
what's funny
it
is Joey is. I mean, really into that horror movie trope kind of
but that
IPs.
looks
That's interesting.
terrible. It does look
You
really
can't
bad.
be into that IP and into games.
Yeah.
You don't want to flick something.
You
Here's
know
what
what I mean?
doesn't look terrible. Senate Villain Dice by Baron Smellybones.
Tell you what, though, this
These
not the
look
first time we've
really,
looked at these.
Yeah, they've done a series of these before, and these look great. There's one set here
That looks great.
that I'm probably going to back.
Okay, let's guess it. Not blueberry, that's too close. Maybe. Let's keep looking.
oh, sarcophagus.
Oh, those
Yeah.
look great. Hang on, let's keep going.
Looks.
Those are fine.
You guys ignore the
I like
smells
this
on these,
too.
by the way.
Oh, that's it? There's only like 4 dice? Okay, then it's
There's
these.
5.
It's the pumpkin ones.
It's the pumpkin. Those are
Those look great.
so good looking.
They smell like pumpkin. I like the ones that smell like sarcophagus. Like the ones
are you gonna
just
get
the
them?
old
nasty.
paper ones. There's some
Yeah.
that smell like an old bookstore kind of
Yes,
smell.
and I'm like,
Those are cool. They look pretty good, but they don't look as good as those pumpkin.
No,
does.
Hey,
pumpkin
didn't we
ones look
get
good.
some of these
Yes.
and pass
Yeah.
around and smell?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
What happened to them?
we ate them, right?
We ate them.
No, you
yes.
had me give
No,
them away.
You kept some, and
I had to give them away?
Give some
You
away.
did.
Yeah.
We could have used them tomorrow. And
You
that would've
told
been-
me to give them away. I
been
did.
smelling-
I used them in a giveaway.
You're supposed to not listen
I
to
did
me
my
when I say
job.
throw
What?
something away. No.
Don't ever
We need
say
to throw
that.
stuff
Yeah,
away.
no, I'm-
Never say that. Kenny's about to burst through the wall.
Yeah, it's like no.
No, I'm thinking I might back these pumpkin ones. They
Those
look
are-
great.
They look so good.
Any questions?
And we know that these-
you beat me to
And
it.
we know that these are they work. They look good. They work well. They smell neat. They're good because they've proven it already.
Right, I
Like
remember the
David
smells
Pumpkins.
didn't. With something new like this, there's always that concern of, are they all going to smell soapy? Are they all going to smell dusty? Is it going to be?
I
No, the
hope so.
smells were. There were ones I did not like, but
Sure.
it's because I did not like the smell, not because I didn't like the way the smell was produced or presented. If that makes sense, you know.
Initially, when I saw this, I thought it was like those, those jelly beans the jelly bellies that just taste like nasty taste you shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was that kind of thing in dice. Like they smell like just a musty, disgusting.
Ages ago, Z and we got a bunch of little canisters with smells for RPGs.
Really?
And they had like rotten fish from the fish market. And
Oh.
it was like, why would it? I'd be like, guys, I'm here to enhance the experience. No, we can just imagine it. You
We'll
know?
just light a candle.
Still have one of those in my desk.
Really?
Oh, is
A
that
nice
that?
one, a
the
nice
like
one.
forest one? Is that little
Yeah,
thing
it's
you
like a
got?
foresty one.
Ah, yeah.
E.T.?
Alrighty, that's the game projects. We have several non-game projects, but before we do that, let's take a quick jump to Colorado and visit with Mark.
Streed.
Hey folks, welcome back to another Dice Tower preview recap. I'm Mark and I'm here with Alita, and we just have a handful of games to look at, so let's get to it. And first up, we have Critter Kitchen. Now, you're going to be collecting ingredients from several different locations along the waterfront, and even visiting a black market, using your different chefs to pick up those ingredients, and going up against your fellow chefs to make the best dishes. Different rounds, you're going to be scoring 3rd and 6th, and then the last 7th round, you're going to be able to gather more ingredients to hopefully go up and prepare the ultimate epic meal for the food critic and score those final points. Beautiful game, super family friendly, definitely give it a look. And next up, we have Dice Throne X-Men. Now, this is like the ultimate dice chugger. You get to have heroes and use all their powers and abilities to battle back and forth. You know, it's got a couple different ways to play. This is a new adventure mode in this version of the game, which I have not played, but instead, we're doing a series of videos around each of the characters. Kicked it off with Wolverine, this week is Storm, and there's more to come, so give it a closer look. And next up we have Dragon's Down, which is based on the old classic game Magic Realm. And they've done a great job turning this into a big sandbox type game. It's an RPG world for you to explore however you see fit. You can jump into scenarios, you can create your own scenarios, you can play competitive, moving through the world, trying to get the most legend points, and that's really what you're after in the end. But there's so many different ways to play. I love that you can loot, and there's this tactile experience around looting, as well as when you haggle, you're gonna be going up against the merchants with your different stats and rolling dice to see if they shut the door in your face. All kinds of fun things. Go check out my preview. It's definitely more of an overview of the game because there's really so many different ways to play. And lastly, that brings us to Legends of Signum 2 Warseer. Now, what they've done here is a huge overhaul of the system. Made it way more accessible to new players, trying to get into wargaming perhaps. And again, you have this huge world to play with. You can jump in, do scenarios, just battle back and forth. All the combat has been streamlined, all the economy of the game has been streamlined. They've done some really nice improvements to the system. So that brings me to my pick of the week. Now, I'm usually all about the big open worlds, RPG-esque type games with tons of story and tons of scenario type gaming, open world, all that kind of thing. But Dice Throne continues to be one of my favorite games. I love dice chucking, and I feel like this is the ultimate dice chucker. So it's right up my alley. And then on top of that, you get to embody some of your favorite superheroes, which, yeah, I'm all in, 100%, especially with Wolverine being in the mix. I am all in for that. Bring it all on. All right, folks, if these games look like they might be of interest to you, please check out our full previews. And if you want your game featured as a Dice Tower preview, please shoot me an email. All right, folks, until next time, we'll see you at the table.
Look at that alien.
All right.
That flat-footed alien.
Folks, if you have some weird, interesting, strange, cool-looking projects, send them to me at tom@dicetower.com. Do not send me game projects. We'll figure those out on our own. But you can send me other projects, and I got a ton of them. So here are some I selected. Maybe you'll see more next week.
Okay.
We got CLIPON, the non-slip bag strap clip, which I think is actually a pretty handy device to exist.
The strap on.
Yeah.
Again, speaking of things that you need to try, I would never buy some, especially when they're showing it and it's just like teeth on the end. Like, no, I need to try this. I need to see it. Is it going to start like pilling on my shirts? Is it going to work at all? Like, yeah, no, this is I want to touch it and try it.
How much is this making?
Oh, quite a bit actually, right?
32, but it has 739 backers. That's not.
Wow.
Yeah. For
How
a
much
little
is
bitty
it,
thing,
though?
I mean, that's
It's
like...
so wild. Okay.
It's $23 or 17. I'm sorry, 17 bucks. That is a little pricey for something that looks like if you bought it at the store, I'd expect it to cost 10 at the most.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
by most.
Or
I would-
5 below.
Yeah.
Five below
This
kind
is
of,
a
yeah.
5 below kind of item.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it will show up in Five Below.
Oh, it will.
I'm not buying it.
No.
3 below.
Right next to fidget cubes.
Do you not have a problem when you carry you carry a shoulder bag all the time?
I
You
do.
do.
But you
don't
cross body, so it's not
Yeah.
going to
Not
slide
always, not always, but I do sometimes. It's just, this looks too small. It looks like it's just going to take an area and add all the friction to that area and just yank on me instead. I'm like, yeah, it's not falling off. I'm also very uncomfortable. I'm going to have to pick it up and readjust it.
You're also when you're looking at a strap that big. This is mostly shown on like purses and things which are smaller. So I don't think it's made for what you're
No, 2 below.
doing.
Was he doing 2 of them? You can double it up.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. I do hate that. You know, every time you bend over, your purse falls off. Like, I really like the idea, but I would need to try.
I don't carry 2 bags. If I had 2 bags, one's going over each shoulder. That's,
Yeah.
All right.
Like a
We have
barbarian.
kids, so we
Krampus Nutcracker, just in time for Christmas.
This one cracked me up.
This one.
Look at
Get
the
it,
kid.
Krampus.
I love the kid in the back. He's
I
like,
get that.
You're funny, okay?
Oh, so funny.
this is definitely not 3D printed.
No, I know. I thought the same thing. I was like, that's.
It says solid resin parts from a 3D print.
Yeah, I just wonder if this is going to crack or the nut's going to crack. I don't know. It could go either way.
Is this supposed to be really just a decoration,
I
though?
think so.
I think it is, absolutely.
How many
one used.
nutcrackers in the world get used? Unless it's less than 1,000%.
Oh, I bet so, yeah.
Probably, yeah.
They're either collected or just displayed.
I don't know why, like, how that became a thing. Nutcrackers as a decoration is a weird thing to become.
I actually like it.
Yeah, my
I
mom
like
has a
nutcrackers.
I think they become very
Again,
iconic.
I'm just saying, how did
Love
that
that.
become a decoration?
The
That's all I
Nutcracker
mean.
Suite from
I
the
guess
Ballet?
it's from the musical.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's why there's sort of
That
they
musical has
decorate.
been combined with Christmas just because.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't care for nutcrackers.
When we reach $1,000, he'll complete the what? I'll never know.
Board. Do you want an intelligent keyboard
Okay.
that finishes, that auto completes for you? And do you have typos? I mean, your computer won't do this now.
Definitely not.
Computers don't have spell check or autocomplete on them. So if you want that, your
You want a
keyboard
bigger
will do it
keyboard.
for you.
It's pretty much just taking like the
else?
iPhone or phones, right? That complete, which I cannot text that way. I
Oh,
have
I
to
can't
full.
either.
I do not use those like word suggestions at top. That drives me. It's like so much more time to like process and go up to it. I can't imagine also on a keyboard. But I'm also a pretty proficient typer, so this just seems.
This is the one thing I
Stop
think.
it with the humble brag.
I know that came out very.
I'm also a good
humble-braggy.
typer. No, look, I think
2 fingers.
I think that this sound
you
thing is
really?
the most interesting part.
Oh, the kit thing?
That's cute.
Like,
Yeah.
like if you're playing a video game and someone's stepping on one side, then the lights light up on that side of the keyboard.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Oh, yeah.
But also, this did not fun.
This is not doing
no,
well.
this
no.
is no.
All right. What about a skate mug?
This
Oh.
blows my mind.
He knew. When he made this, I mean, the video, go watch the video. The video is
It's
fantastic.
pointless. It's
so-
ridiculously
This
pointless.
is not pointless. You know how many times I've needed something just like this? See,
Never.
it's right.
So he takes a mug that's empty because it has to be. He puts it on wrong, A,
It sounds sticks.
and then he like, oh wait, let me rethink, and he pushes it, and the video ends.
Nope. He doesn't
Don't do it. No.
fall off the edge of the wall and smash.
Explode, yeah.
Even better than that is down. There's a graphic that's like, do not use on uneven surfaces and do not use.
Not
and it's
filled.
like, wait.
Don't push it filled or on uneven
It's
surface.
like, so don't do
This
anything
is-
you saw in the video.
Do not slide a skateboard
Yeah.
when the cup contains liquid.
Yeah, it might cause damage to the human body. I love that. It might cause damage to the human body.
or object.
This is just, I don't get it at all. Is there a joke I'm missing? Is there a meme I don't know about? What's with the skateboard?
But it doesn't sound like it. This sounds very serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, I get it. I just don't understand.
Or is this like a project, like a high school art project that they had to, that they had to do something, and it was like, all right,
don't
cool,
know.
I got my A. They don't care if it
I
funds.
guess-
I
And
don't
who
know.
backed it?
2 people.
2 people.
I gotta say, those skateboards astound me because when they first came out, like use your fingers and skateboard and stuff, and I thought, okay, I don't really get it, but hey, it's the gimmick of the day. They've been out for 10 plus years.
Oh yeah.
And I don't get it because you can move it around and skateboard, and I'm like, okay, but what do you do when you're done with it for the first 10 minutes? Although I do know some kids use them as a fidget, like
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
thingamabobber.
It is a fidget.
yeah.
It's just a little like mindless activity. I know my son enjoys them, but he also does skateboarding, and so he's like, oh, there's a new tech deck that is, I forget which brand it is that he likes, but there's a specific skateboarding brand that he likes, and he saw it. He's like, oh, it's the board he likes, and it matches, and he seeks it out and stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh,
All right,
what
the
is it?
fifth set. Oh wait, I forgot to take this one out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Okay. Well,
Oh, my
yeah,
goodness.
we got it. You subjected us.
I just wanted you guys to watch the video for this
It
one.
is
We
funding.
did.
I'm not going to play this video here for you, but this is actually a
You're just going to show us the
this is actually a
transcript.
thing where keep your tennis balls dry in your pockets. That's the whole gist of this. And then also, ha 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 ha.
And he's spraying him the whole time.
Oh,
And
yeah.
It's just.
I wonder if this is from Florida.
Oh, wow.
Thanks, Z. Thanks.
Is it from
Probably.
Florida, Tom?
Is it?
I say probably. It seems like you got to
Go
go
back
up,
up.
go up a little bit. Go up.
Go up a little bit.
Nope.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Parkland, Florida.
Parkland. Yep. Yep.
You knew
Checks
that
out.
when you asked the question.
Yes, I did.
Look at the background. It looks like right next door.
Wait, I've seen this guy at Walmart. All right. Achieve the world's most practical of all the smell players.
Okay, this
Oh.
one maybe Saz not funding.
Really?
Would you back it?
I would just.
I would
wanna
love to. I would love to see this thing go to town.
no.
Yeah.
I would too.
And I expect this to be a thing in like a decade.
I agree.
They're just ahead of the
That'd be
game right
awful.
now.
Print me some smells.
This is not
Oh, this would be
unique.
so
These-
bad.
They've had 4D theaters with smells.
Yeah, but they're
Decades.
pre-programmed.
Right. This is anything you watch
This
on
thing
TV.
uses AI to scan your TV, and if it detects grass, bam, it hits you with the grass smell. If it
Yes.
detects rain, wham, it hits you with the rain
What
smell.
space?
Space, wham, it sucks all the air out of the room and it suffocates you.
So I'm liking this.
Oh, this is.
I thought this
The game's
was, I would love to try this.
What if it's like a
This
gross
would be
smell?
interesting to try,
probably
but I
gonna
would
be
not.
Fart, straight fart.
No, I mean, it talks about how they do have like a blood smell. And so if you're playing a video game or something like that, or it's in a dungeon, how they have these dingy smells. I'm like, in your house, how long does it take to go away?
Also, do you have to like load this thing all the time with different packages, like a soda machine?
Yes, it has cartridges.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that.
And how many different cartridges? Like,
It had like
Is it like
12 or some, 12 or 16. It had a bunch.
Is it like a printer where you always run out of like cyan? You know?
Yeah, they're like, I went through blood again.
Yeah, right.
I need to stop watching violent movies.
That's
I
great.
think, again, I don't know if this worked ever for them, but it's a cool idea.
it is, but I would have to see this in person.
Yeah,
we'll see
when
this
this
being
is
shown
in-
at Brookstone.
Was
Yes,
that
at
John
Brookstone or
in there
Best
too?
Buy. When it's in
yeah.
the like try before you buy section, I'll look at it.
All right, what do we got here? Whisk, mix, and sip.
This reminded me of Roy with his G Fuel. Yeah, right. So he wouldn't have to shake
mix
it.
it.
He would just mix it and sip it.
Do you want to just? Well, there's not much here other than the video.
Roy was one of the 3 backers.
You can. It's a whisk straw.
It's basically just a whisk with a straw through it, which is not a bad idea.
It's not. I mean, I use my straw to stir the drink, all the time.
You know what now?
It
But
looks
you think
dumb,
it's a
but
good
like,
straw. You can't get it into corners like you can get a straw in. Let's say there's ice in the cup. I think it becomes a problem.
Oh yeah, but chocolate
Why?
milk would
Why
kill
would
it.
the
I don't
ice
think
be a
so,
problem? I
Tom.
don't think so.
Because the bottom of it's going to be wider and it's going to be hard to stick it into the corner or go around ice, I think.
I don't think it'll be hard to go around ice.
I think you put more
I think,
thought
I think
into
getting
it.
in the
We're never gonna
corner.
know.
I don't know. Yeah, I do think the corner could be an issue, but
Chocolate milk
Yeah.
would be good for
They
this.
need 61,000.
chocolate milk
That
would
is
be
a big
fantastic. in
Right?
this.
goal.
Yeah.
'Cause chocolate milk's the one thing I have
That's
to
the
keep
one
stirring.
thing. Yeah, that's wild. They do not need that much money to make these whisk straws. Come on.
This does seem like something that would be at, again, we talk about Five Below a lot, something like that.
Yeah.
Or Home Goods right there with all their little like
This would
weird
be there and I'd be
knick-knacky
like,
things.
oh, I want that. We're not buying one-use devices.
And then she'd
But it
turn her
would-
back and you'd put it in the cart, right?
In the ass scene
Add
on
to
TV. Be the ass scene on TV section. Oh, ass scene on Kickstarter section.
That's coming.
Ooh,
there.
a scene
That's
on
coming.
Kickstarter.
I
I would
like
love that
Kickstarter.
section.
That's cool. Yeah.
All right, what are picks of the week? Joey, what do you got?
I'm going to Eula or whatever that Hero Quest wannabe that.
This one.
dungeon thing.
Well, conveniently, that is also my pick of the week.
I mean, just the idea also of using the
Did we
app.
crossover last week?
You guys are basically the same person.
Gross.
I don't back print and plays.
But the idea of being able, I like being able to drop those new dungeon tiles as you walk onto them. Again, I don't know if this is going to work, but the idea of this I really like.
I just like the colorful, light nature of the whole thing. It just looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm kind of kicking myself that I didn't bring back it. I couldn't fit. It was too big to fit in the luggage from Essen. I went and looked at it like 3 times, though. I should have just got it over like 30 of the other piece of trash we brought back.
Jeez.
No, we did.
Where? Point out explicitly which ones are trash.
Wow.
All right, Camille, what do you got?
I'm going to go with the Obsession Kickstarter. I know it almost wasn't. I almost went with the Davy Jones expansion. I think
Yeah,
that
that
looks
was my second
so
one.
good. I think it's a well done one.
Thought about that.
But yeah, I think, gosh, I mean, I love this. I've been really excited about the metal coins. I've had a hard time finding good Victorian ones for this game. I absolutely adore this game. I think that this expansion kind of wraps the game up, which is what he's wanting. Again, giving you more to do in that passing action is I'm a huge proponent of that. So I think this is great. I'm super excited, and it's going to fit in the box. I'm so excited. I don't have to have more storage space.
That's crazy.
Absolutely.
But
so
you won't be
excited.
able to pick it up with the extra weighty coins.
There's no way.
It's not going to leave the table. It's fine.
It
All right, what
won't.
about you?
I'm going to go with David S. Pumpkin.
What?
No, I'm going to go with the smelly dice.
Really?
That's my pick of the week, are the
like that.
smelly dice. There you go, from Dr. What is the name of the thing?
Reiner?
Dr. or Baron?
Baron Smelly Bones, man.
Smelly bones.
They got some good sounding ones. And there's a couple in here that I don't really like the look of. But there's like 3 I'm actually tempted by. I'm probably backing 1, like I said.
Okay.
But the sort of mummy, smells like old paper.
Yeah, the
ones.
papyrus type
interesting.
thing.
I love that smell. If they can nail that smell.
The old bookstore one?
If they could do like magic cards, right? Like a new thing
Right,
of magic
just
cards,
that
you'd be like,
smell of a used book or whatever. I really, really like that. But the pumpkin ones both look amazing and will probably smell great.
yeah.
So that'll probably be backing those. These are very cool.
What is
and again,
Mike
I've seen and smelled others from this company. So.
Right.
Where's Mike's pick of the week?
Mike's
think he
pick of the
said
week
anything. He's
is
quiet this
cereal. He says the straw for his cereal.
Vomit cartridge.
Oh, that'd be terrible.
Oh, there was no Kenichi game, was there?
There wasn't.
Oh,
no.
yeah, so he
or
didn't have
Shem
a pick.
Phillips. No, so he's out. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, I'm not seeing anything. Mike is Tiny Mini Golf.
I like that.
Oh, yeah.
The $3 one or $10 one, Mike? It's very important.
Hang
Asking
on,
for
I'm
a
trying to
friend.
find it. Where is it? There it is.
That one looks cool.
Should I go all in?
All in, $10. The resale value, man. You gotta go for the resale
I will
value.
do it. Yeah, I will do it.
Alrighty, folks, that is it for another episode of Crowdsurfing. We will see you tomorrow morning on Board Game Smorgasbord, and we'll talk to you then. Until and there's also other videos going up, obviously. Until then, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Joey Evans.
I'm Camilla.
I'm Z.
Have fun smelling dice.
And golf.